if you're looking for ways on how to end your fundraising appeal letter, I'm going to share with you 5 important items that I really think need to be in the end of that letter to increase your fundraising for that appeal, for your, whether it be end of year appeal, your summer appeal, your spring appeal. If you do these 5 things at the end, you have a really good opening and then a really good closing. It should make your donations go up. Okay, so let's talk about the 5 parts. The number 1 is that you need to be sure you've answered these questions in your letter, because you're going to summarize them at the end of your letter. They are basic questions, but as you go through your letter, it will help you pick these out so you can summarize them at the end. So be sure you've described who you are, who is your organization, and what do you want? What do you need money for? Why should they trust you? By the end of the letter, you should have established that trust. Why do you matter? And then how do you relate to me as a person? And what did you do with my prior gifts? So what is that impact? Are you grateful for what you've been given? Do you have proof? So have you demonstrated in this letter that you have proof that you really did make an impact? And so what's the rush? I mean, like, why should I give you something right now rather than just throwing that letter over into a pile? And then don't forget the personalization. Some call it the SMIT. The single most important thing is what you are asking them for, and that you know who they are, and you're asking multiple times in that letter. So number 1 is be sure you've answered all those questions, and then you're going to summarize those in those last 2 sentences and reinforce all of those questions. You need to be sure that you're requesting what you want them to do. So let me give you some examples here about how that some letters have done that really well. Will you please be a summer hero by supporting the food bank today with your gift of X dollars? Your gift will go to work immediately feeding hungry neighbors, and you'll help us meet the increased demand we face all summer long. So you're very clear as to what they need money for and how they'll use it. How about this? This reinforced the ask. A child's future is in your hands. To make it easier for you, visit our website. Thank you for being on our side of this journey. Then be sure it says something like, your gift of $100 will mean 1 student like John will be tutored every day until graduation this year. Or how about your donation will help us buy sonogram machines and vitamins to ensure every mom and baby is healthy. And be sure you're asking for money and not just support. You can ask them if they want to volunteer, but that's more of a one-on-one conversation. For instance, listen to this. Join us this summer with a special 3-month commitment that will go a long way in helping people get through this trying time. You can send a gift today and pledge to do the same in July and August, or make a single gift that stretches across the entire summer. Better yet, sign up for monthly giving and make a difference all year long. So you can see how it is very clear that we would like them to give a donation and what we would like them to give a donation for. And then you want to be sure that you're thanking them in advance. Remember, you're our best partner in advocating for kids who were abducted. Please give now so we can train 1,000 police officers this year. We're nearly to our goal. Your gift will help put us over the top. Thanks for your support. So you want to reinforce the ask and the impact that their gift is going to have. And so then when we talk about how do you sign the letter, what should you say? Should you say sincerely, yours truly? I like to use something that's more specific to your nonprofit. For instance, something like yours for the children, or with deepest gratitude, and always sign it in blue ink, because blue ink is going to stand out and look like that it's a real signature. And if you can, have the executive director or the board chair or somebody on the board just write a little note on there. Robin, we would love to have your support this year. Robin, thank you for your past gifts. Whatever is going to make them know that I care about them. So the sincerely, if it's a religious type organization, it can say blessings. It's up to you. I like all my best, but think about how you want to end that. Sincerely isn't my favorite, but it is an ending that people are used to seeing. Okay, then the fifth thing. So we've talked about answering the questions and then being sure you summarize them, requesting what you want them to do, specifically what you want them to do, thanking them in advance, then reinforcing the ask and the impact that their gift is going to have. And then number 5 might be one of the most important things that you'll put in that letter at the ending. And it's your PS. Capital P period, capital S period. PS, because a lot of times people are going to scan that letter. They're going to look at what's bold. They're going to look at what's italic. And they're going to scan to the bottom. They may look to see who signed it. And then they're going to go to the PS. They're going to go to the very last thing. So you need to be sure you're reinforcing your call to action. For instance, how about adding a deadline to that? If you have a match, if you have a donor who's given you a match, that's a perfect thing to add in the PS. It may be something like, PS, your gift of blank makes blank possible. Maybe, remember, you are our best partner in advocating for kids who were abducted. Please give now so that we can stop this. We're nearly to our goal. Your gift will help put us over the top. Thanks for your support. So when we talk about ending the letter, it's almost as critical as how you start the letter and what you put in the body of the letter. Each piece of this letter is so carefully crafted, and don't be surprised if your letter goes through multiple edits. I would have the executive director read it. I would have other development people read it. I would have your donors read it. I would have your board read it, your board chair. And granted, you're going to get all of these comments, and some of them you're not going to take, but listen to these people, because these people are the ones who will be reading this letter who don't know the intimate details about your nonprofit. And when they read this letter, either it's going to impact them, or they're going to say, it's just okay. And if it's okay, just okay, go back to the drawing board, because it's expensive to send out a snail mail letter. And yes, I do suggest snail mail as opposed to just an email, but you need a whole campaign. You need a campaign that has social media, email, snail mail, telephone calls, one-on-one meetings. It needs to be a whole campaign plan and not just an individual letter. Well, thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe here to my YouTube, because I continue to upload videos just like this one to help you have fun with fundraising. So please join me again, and thanks for being here.